Hi, my name is Tanner. I am currently a student at NDSU in computer science, working in the NDSU capstone course for computer science students. And today I'm going to take a little short minute video to kind of describe my experience with my team, as well as my experience working in this course. Today I'm going to be talking about my work with Noridian. I'm working on developing an automatic error tracking and analysis software program. My team members are listed below. I myself, Tanner Nystrom, we worked with Devin Hossie, Trevor Knudsen, and William Fleck. To begin, I'm going to kind of talk about my sponsor, mainly who is Noridian. Noridian is essentially an audit report company who manages costs for insurance claims from healthcare. This can be any sort of private insurer, Medicaid, any sort of government supported company, as well as stuff like that. Their goal is to take these insurance claims and check for errors, and when they do that, they will store them into a spreadsheet for basically keeping track of how many errors there are. When we initially looked at what language we wanted to program this in, we ended up deciding to use Python because it has many versatile libraries. The main library was a library that was emphasis on allowing us to pull data from spreadsheets, cells, columns, rows, all that stuff. And Python already has a library included that, so it's pretty easy to decide where we're going from there. We also used a MySQL database with Python to store all these results from the system into a database, so that way Noridian can pull them and access them later, as our program does support looking up previous error sheets. As far as the team, working as a team has been one of the best aspects of this project. The team has pulled together very well. There is very much a good amount of chemistry when we initially started, and even as we kind of approach near the end. We all got together very well and all contribute to the project. We started with a very straightforward of what we wanted to do, and we kept moving forward with that end goal in mind. So that has been one of the smoothest parts of the project, which is very good to know going into it. Highs. We worked very well as a team, as mentioned earlier, so it was always good to just get that out of the way, so that's a challenge you don't have to overcome. We learned many new things regarding our programmed language. So some of us had very little experience in Python, some of us had a fair amount. So it was really interesting to see some of the people who didn't know much about it to becoming one of the main developers and working on the main classes. So it was really cool to see us grow our language barriers working on this project. As well as we all got a more realistic software engineering experience. Some of us have very little experience with it, and it was nice to get put into a more realistic setting where we can push that towards what it might actually feel like working as a software engineer. Of course, with highs, there's also going to be lows. Some of the lows that we encountered were our varying schedules. This class has a very open schedule regarding what you can do at when. So our meetings had to be set at a time where we could all participate. Some of us had work, some of us had family things we had to take care of. So it's a little difficult here and there to get all on the same page there. As well, of course, with the COVID-19 pandemic, we all had to get comfortable working remotely. Some of us had experience with that, but some of us had none. So we all had to get comfortable around that, as it's easier for some than others. Fortunately, that did make the scheduling a bit easier, as most of us were home at most times. And of course, with some of us not knowing all the aspects of the language, there were some knowledge gaps that we had to take care of. We had sessions where we all just tried to learn more about our language and libraries and what we were doing there. So it was really good to learn a bit more and kind of do that there. However, it did take a bit of time. So there's that. Some final thoughts about the project from my point of view is this was a very good opportunity for us to get more situated in this environment. When I initially started, I was more on the mindset this is a required class I have to take to graduate. But as we kind of near the end here, I do really value the time and experience I got for this, as it makes me much more comfortable to be in a situation where I may be like in this spot as a job, and just having that background knowledge, I think will help me greatly. Of course, I can't speak for my other teammates, but I do believe we all had very similar experiences. So this will be very beneficial to our careers in the future.